Now, today we will be looking at the management functions. Now, if you look at the management functions, mainly they are planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating, reporting, and budgeting. Together we call it PODS Corp. P stands for planning, O for organizing, D for directing, S for staffing, coordinating CO, R reporting, and B for budgeting. The first function of any management is planning. Now, what is planning? A plan is a course of action to be taken in future to achieve the desired goals. Or we can say that planning is deciding in advance what is to be done and who is to do it and when it has to be done. So, planning is a very important function of management. And without proper planning, no organization can achieve its objectives. So, we will be looking at the features of planning. First of all, the first feature of planning is pervasive. What do you mean by pervasive? Pervasive means that it is required at all levels of management, in all departments, and in every type of organization. But the scope of planning may be different at all levels of management. For example, top management may plan for the organization as a whole, middle management focuses on departmental planning, and lower level management prepares operational plans. But then also we can say that planning is pervasive. It permeates throughout the organization. It is required in each and every part of the organization. Next is futuristic. What do you mean by futuristic? Futuristic means it tries to look ahead. A planning deals with deciding future course of action. It involves anticipation of the future by the use of various methods like budgeting, forecasting, etc. And it tries to see what may happen in future. Based on that, they make plans. They take a particular course of action out of the different alternative courses of action. Third is decision making. Now you see that planning seeks to achieve certain objectives, and all plans are linked with the goals of the organization, and therefore it is a activity which is based on decision making. So managers must use their decision making skills for selecting one particular course of action from the given alternatives. It is the core of planning actually. Unless a decision has been taken, a plan cannot be implemented. For example, an organization has to start a new business line of producing plastic bottles. It can either purchase its own production machinery or it can lease it out. So planning involves decision making. It has to decide. Next is continuous. Now what do you mean by continuous? That means it is carried on again and again. It's an ongoing process. Plans are formulated on the basis of forecasts. When assumptions about the future do not come true, the original plan must be revised in the light of the changing circumstances or conditions. So therefore planning is not a one-time your activity. It is a continuous activity. It takes place again and again. Okay. Then we come to the next feature, that is it is an intellectual process. What do you mean by intellectual process? It means that it is not just a clerical exercise, but it is a process which is carried out by using your brains, by thinking. So thinking skills are required, and it is an intellectual process. It is not just doing certain things in a routine manner. So manager can prepare sound plans only when he has a vision and insight to predict the future. So it is a mental process which requires higher order thinking, as it involves several assumptions and predictions regarding the future, which may be true, which may not be true. So it is an intellectual process. Next is primary function. What do you mean by primary function? It means that before planning, nothing can be done. In any organization, first of all, the first and foremost thing that is done is planning. So it is known as the primary function. No other function can be executed without performing the planning function. It is the primary function of all management. Before we do organizing, before we do directing, staffing, we have to do planning. So that is why it is a primary function. Next is it is goal oriented. Now, planning seeks to provide or achieve certain objectives, and they seek to provide the goals, the methods to achieve the goals of the organization. Planning will become a useless activity if it does not contribute in some positive way to the accomplishment of the desired objectives. Planning identifies the actions that would lead to the desired results quickly and economically. Thus, planning is purposeful. In fact, planning cannot be thought without objectives. So, it is always goal oriented. It is always seeks to achieve the goal. Then next is aims at efficiency. What do you mean by efficiency? Getting the maximum from the minimum, or getting how to achieve the objectives of the organization through the minimum of efforts. So planning tries to do that. Plans are prepared to achieve the objectives in the best possible way. Sound planning leads to accomplishment of the desired objectives at the minimum possible cost. It helps in optimization of the resources, that means using the resources to the fullest. A plan is worthless if it is not worth the cost incurred on it. Unplanned actions are likely to result in undesirable consequences. Therefore, planning seeks to achieve efficiency. Now let's come to the importance of planning. First of all, it reduces risks of uncertainty. Business enterprises operate in a very uncertain environment, an ever-changing environment, and therefore they face several types of risks. Planning enables these enterprises to predict future events and prepare to face the unexpected events which may occur in future. In the process of planning, managers try to look ahead, anticipate the changes which may occur in future, and consider their impact on the organization, and thereby take remedial measures, or to be ready with the remedial measures, so that if that particular thing happens, then a particular course of action will be taken. So with the help of planning, managers can identify potential dangers which may occur in future and take steps to overcome them. Next is it provides direction for action. What do you mean by providing direction for action? In the process of planning, the objectives of the organization are defined clearly. So when the objectives are defined clearly, then everybody knows where to go, how to do the work, and what to achieve. So planning provides a particular direction for the action that is to be taken by all the members of the organization. The focus of the managers will be on the attainment of the objectives as defined in planning. As a result, all the employees get a direction and all their efforts are focused towards these objectives. Next is facilitates decision making. It helps in decision making. Now, decision making involves choosing a particular course of action from various alternative courses of action. Now, planning sets the target for decision making, and based on planning, decision making is done by the higher management. They look at the objectives, they look at the plans, and based on that, they take decisions. It also lays down the criteria for evaluating the course of action. Thus, planning facilitates or helps in decision making. Next is establishes basis for control. Now, what do you mean by basis for control? That means Based on the plans, you will see whether you are achieving the objectives or not. And if you are unable to achieve the objectives, then corrective measures should be taken in order to achieve the objectives. So the plans gives the basis for controlling. Next is helps in coordination. Now coordination is very essential in any organization. Planning revolves around the organizational goals. Hence all the activities of the organization gets directed towards the common goals. So when the goals are clearly defined, when everybody knows about the goals, then there is a lot of coordination between the various departments, between the various people who are working in the organization, between the lower level, upper level and middle level management. So this planning helps in coordination. Then promotes creativity. What do you mean by promotes creativity? That when planning is done, then it promotes innovation. It promotes your creativity on the part of the employees. Planning requires high thinking and it is an intellectual process. So when it is an intellectual process, people try to think what is to be done, what is not to be done. It forces the managers to think in a different manner. So it makes the managers more innovative and creative. So planning is your helps in promoting creativity. Then makes activities meaningful. When we have a clearly defined plan, then we know that where are we heading to, and then it makes our your decision making your clear. Then it makes your activities, the work that we are doing, more meaningful. We know where we are going and where we want to go, and therefore your planning promotes your activities which are more meaningful. Then brings order in place of chaos. When we have clearly defined plans, then there is order of doing things, order of arranging things, order of your doing the work, the processes. So whenever we have a clearly defined plan, then the order is clearly defined. So in place of chaos, there is order. And order is very essential for the smooth functioning of any organization. Then bridges the gap between the present and the future. Now planning bridges the gap between where we are, which is the present, and where we want to go. So when we have a clearly defined plan, we know where we want to go, and we also can see where we are presently. And therefore, when plans are made, a bridge is developed between the present and the future, which makes the task of achieving the future or achieving the future objectives of the organization more meaningful in a better way.